This is about to be the most cold I've ever played disc golf, but we gotta do level 3, baby. We're flying out to Georgia in about 6 hours, and I need to finalize my bag. So we got it back there, and I have basically what I think is gonna be my infinite disc bag, and then there's a bunch of discs that are just sitting in my apartment waiting to be added to the bag. I think I know which ones they're gonna end up being, and we'll talk about that throughout today. But I designed a par 68, probably close to 10,000 foot layout, that if I can shoot under par today, I'm gonna be very happy. I'm just waiting in the car because this is the external temp. 24 degrees. One of the things that's kind of brutal right now is that I have like a big apparel allotment coming to me from Infinite, and unfortunately right now I have like 4 pieces of clothes that I'm traveling to Georgia with because it's all shipping to me. But that also means that I have no hoodie. So today we got the windbreaker, 2 other layers. We're gonna try to keep it moving, and we're gonna play this like a tournament round, one shot. And now I have to show you this layout. We'll try to range find as much as we can. Name of the game today is gonna be to keep moving, can't stop. I did actually bring out 1 extra disc that I wasn't planning on bringing out. Endblend Cohort. I don't know how it's gonna fly. It's 3.5 401. I haven't thrown the putter plastic one, but imagine it's gonna be straight. Oh yeah. If I can throw the alpaca on Anheuser right now, you know that I'm feeling pretty good. Probably won't be able to play it all the time because it like crisscrosses this course all over the place. But I knew that since I was coming out at 8 o'clock in the morning and it's 24 degrees out, no one's gonna be here. Tomorrow's video is gonna be my in the bag of like everything that I'm gonna be throwing Infinite wise for the next little bit. Oh gosh. Ooh, the one other disc that I added, since I have the S-Blend Dynasty from yesterday instead of the Eric Oakley Halo one, I added in this Cole Redolin scepter on top of just this Halo scepter because this one is definitely a little straighter. Gonna try to not freeze our hands off. Hole 1 typically plays from that position, basically just straight down this hill. But instead, we're gonna actually tee off right next to this practice basket. So we have all these trees to negotiate. We can take a forehand through this gap. We can try to go through the pavilion. Kind of really tightens this up. So it looks like the play is probably gonna be something overstable, flat through here, or like a turnover or forehand through that gap. So this was actually 465. If I look silly today, you're gonna have to excuse it. My coolness is less important than my warmness. The OBs, if you're on or left of the sidewalk, the basket is about 25 feet from the sidewalk, so you probably have to carry. But I think we're probably gonna go Dynasty, kind of flat to slight hyzer stand up. Circle 2 ski, just don't need the rolloid. Nice. Open your hand up all the way. Hole 2 is about to be a beast. This course is gonna test a lot in me. Obviously what I'm working on a lot right now is distance, so a lot of these holes are gonna be catered towards like working on distance. There will be some technicalities, some different shapes, some different mandos that lay out. This hole is not one of those. This hole is going up to a basket that is 15's basket. I can't even really see it. But the top of the hill, well, we might have to like range back down to here or something, or back down to that basket because it's this pad. So we're gonna be teeing off from here. It's probably like 425, 450, like right up the hill. And then, but you see this path that we have snaking along here, it curves up to the left. And anything this side of the path is OB, not hazard. So you can risk it and go for it, and then have to throw 3 from here if you don't make it. Or you have to play to this side and then have a really uphill shot. 280, yeah, this is absolutely a par 4. It's 280 just to right there, and we're going all the way up there. But off a good bit of distance, I did put in this I-Blend Emperor as well, forgot to say, just for that really flippy one. We're gonna go this S-Blend Emperor. Okay, that was scarier than I wanted. There's like not a lot that I'm lacking in this Infinite lineup, and luckily the things that I am lacking, I think I know of really good counterparts. There's one disc, a really overstable mid, that I'm not quite sold or know of, like which one I want to throw yet, but we'll mess around with that as the time comes. Okay, and the basket's kind of just popping up over the ridge there, where like if I had maybe another 50 feet of distance or like 50 feet and a better flight, I'd be able to reach it. 188, I think we're gonna go alpaca. That should be in the circle. This is definitely a softer par 4 to kind of get us started a bit, but I wanted a couple of like holes that I could grow into eagle chances. And like this is definitely not a par 3, 450, 460 up the hill. This hole's only 350. 350, holy cow. We're gonna call it par 3. Just feels so much farther, but this is a par 3. This is one that I'm definitely gonna be going for here soon. Oh gosh. So this hole, 3, we're going to the basket that is across the water. par 4, only 2 safe zones. First one, there's a shed down there that you can probably see, and there is a sidewalk, and then the water. If your disc doesn't come to rest in that first island, you have to play from the junction of the 3 sidewalks there, and the tree that we're looking at is 420, and then have like a 370-foot carry to the basket. This Roman, which right now has turned into my favorite disc, just kind of leave it wide on hyzer, skipping just in the cart path. Perfect. Sidewalk OB short. Wow, yeah, this is gonna be tough. So we have a right to left, which is probably gonna be a little helpful. 394 to the basket, kind of go straight at it, but you risk those trees. The play is probably over it to the right, but then you're probably, instead of throwing a 390-foot shot, you're throwing a 430-foot shot. Since it is a right to left, we're gonna go with this faro, which is pretty stable for a faro. Oh, lift, lift, lift. Left to low. Just gonna move up to the water edge. Dang it. We'll be able to retrieve that, but. Oh my gosh, that barely made it over. This might be a double bogey. Shoot. Brutal. So this is sidewalk I was talking about, barely cleared. Luckily this tree that I hit was over. I feel like almost want to play left side of that tree to open up the hyzer angle, or just throw a better second hyzer. It's 2 long shots. Ooh, almost leaked out left side. Here we're gonna play as a par 4. Going down to hole 5's basket, we had to change it a little bit because the guy's fishing for some discs. I think first shot is gonna be iBlend Emperor, just on a big anhyzer because there's a slight headwind. There's a basket down there for hole 6, which is 489 feet away. Playing into a headwind is gonna be really tough, and there's OB lining all the left side with that path. So, please hold. Thank goodness, that kind of fell out a little early. But that actually might put us in a pretty ideal spot. Holy cow. Okay, not great, not bad. Does look like path left came to find the OB the whole time. So we have just waters all the way right, path curving up left, going to that basket, which looks to be about 470 away. Ooh, gettable 433. Awkward little run up. This is where I think I want my interval. Both the Emperor and the Faro move more left to right than the interval does. And the interval might not quite go as far, but it's just very reliable. It's awkward footing, man. If I was a little more down in the hill, like, I think the play is absolutely to get it to that basket. You have a tough second shot, but this is a tough hole, man. I like this hole a lot. Good correction. Pretty short though. Man, that is a mass with this run up. Holy cow. No, oh gosh. Well, the putter, absolutely not working right now. Not ideal. Somehow, surprisingly, I'm warming up a bit, so I'm gonna have to take off a layer. We got 310, double mano between everything. I was gonna throw this Chariot. I think it needs to be an Inca. Could definitely be a Scepter. There's OB long, very small window to miss all of the limbs. Oh, dang it. To be thrown. Oh, this is a Corvallis Scepter. Might as well throw it. Like, just do that every time, maybe. Would have finally got a birdie. Instead, got pitch up for a par. Dang. At some point, this hole is going to become unplayable, obviously, because of those trees. Probably actually move it between the double mando of some trees I see up there. Toss in, subscribe real fast, get the first birdie of the day. Ooh, shot out Cole. What am I doing not throwing that shot? All right, this hole, a little bit of a doozy of a par 4. Double mando between those trees. We do have a headwind now. Man, this course is played though. Basically to that basket, if not a little higher, and then you have a 300-foot either blind turnover or forehand, and there's an OB on the sidewalk left. Wow, it's getting a little straighter on me. Good, I like that. That made the double mandos, but that is not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a long shot. Yeah, Sphinxy boy. Shoot, I hit the house. At this point, I just want one birdie. It was really, really good. Great angle. Just, I threw it perfect because that house, you're gonna see, it's right in line with the line of the basket. I hit this fencing, I heard it. Basket is just past, right in line. Luckily, I kicked this out left, so we'll have a long putt at it. Oh, dude. We'll get a birdie. We're still 4 over through 6. 12 holes to go. Everything is birdieable. Hole 4 is here. We're gonna be playing to the left of it. And the basket is all the way down the hill. When they change this position, we're gonna have to move this one back to that tee pad. I was thinking about it for this hole, but it doesn't film very well. This hole's like right on the edge of not being a tweener. And if we pulled it back there, it like almost have to be a par 4. It's 551 to the basket, but very downhill. We do have a right to left tail, Sphinxies. Ah, it's 2, I needed to hyzer flip it. I haven't really needed it yet, but we're gonna pull out the ruin for this upshot. Oh, that was almost 210 perfectly. All right, this hole is one that we're kind of keeping from the course, similar to the last hole. I was gonna play 6 of 7's basket, which is way up high. Then I ranged it, it's literally 100 feet farther and another 30 feet uphill. So we're just gonna continue playing this shot because it's an interesting little turnover. That one, maybe if I get 550 eventually, that turns into a hole that we can actually try to access. But it wouldn't be fun to play right now. And I think we're gonna play the S-Blend Faro up the hill. I was thinking I-Blend maybe, but it's just so flippy. And right now, you're throwing some hyzers, not good. A little nose up, but I think we finally got one inside this freaking circle. Yes, birdie. I'm gonna mess around with that hole. I might change that up. We might play from T3's tee to that basket as a par 4 with a Mando or something. Like, it's a very demanding shape for me going up the hill, especially with my nose up issues. So I think we'll end up keeping that one. Probably just trying to throw slower and slower days up. All right, just ranged it. This might be like the crowning jewel of this course. Hole 9 to the basket across the water. There's a guy you can see walking way, way, way down there. It's 1,175 feet. We're playing Mando to the right of that tree, which I think is about 480 or so. I'm not gonna range again, I don't have enough time. This OB line runs this whole right side. That's the only Mando. If we can get this Faro, punch out 550 feet, since we're going slightly downhill, we should have a relatively routine birdie, except for the fact that you have at least 300-foot water carry, so. Get up! We should be able to get up and down. It's just gonna make a very touchy second shot because of how downhill it is. Hey, I lied. We're not playing inside Alcobee. We're gonna play Path, the one that runs just outside of that basket. And so our play now is gonna try to be to put it between those trees down there. This is a really tough hole. 385. So probably gonna throw a Chariot, this Color Glow one, because it's kind of flippy. Just throw it on hyzer at it. Don't let it turn, because it turns too much, you go OB. You let it fade too much, it goes OB. Oh no. That was too much air. Might be OB over the path. That path makes this hole a lot more difficult instead of the sidewalk. Every single hole here, very birdieable. You have to execute really, really good shots on all of them. Part of me hopes that no one ever watches this video and no one ever comes to play this layout and I just have it all to myself because, okay, we threw, I think, a pretty good shot. This layout just crisscrosses everything and you can't play it when there's people around. Maybe like try to sneak in a couple holes while people are around. I just love this layout right now. I do think eventually this hole can become eagleable. Very difficult, But I put a Faro in a tailwind, 650 this way, maybe 6 something. And then if I have, it's another downhill. If I have a straight tailwind, I might be able to reach it and it might be worth going for it. It's 415 across. I think it's gonna be an Exodus. Also, this is one of the discs I care least about right now, so that's probably why I'm throwing it as well. A little slip, but I think that's perfect. Not perfect, but we're across. We have a look for the birdie on this 1,200 footer. Oh man. We're playing from this tee pad right at these steps to OB, path and beyond right, OB water left, and then there is par 5. Playing to hole 2's basket, 850. This might be a tweener. I might call this par 4. So you really want to play far and left then. So I think we're gonna go Faro, hyzer stand up. That's inside. But if it gets left enough. Okay, I did want to play left. That might be left enough that we have a very far, but like open shot. These are like holes that you just don't have out here. I'm gonna start hoping to be a lot more like Joe and come out here early, play this layout when no one's around. My goal is to push that up to flat and then get more left, but sometimes When you're freezing, your body doesn't obey. There is also a lake of OB in front of the basket that is just like kind of gross and smelly, but it adds a little OB element, so can't play in there. We're 440, which is gettable, but it's kind of uphill. So I'm actually just gonna pitch this ruin. Cut out 200, no, I have 250 in. Get up. I think it's gonna be over, but not by a lot. Honestly, this is a close call. So many reeds are dead that, to be fair, I don't think I got it. So we're gonna call it hazard and we're putting for 5. At least I can make one. Wow. I think in the future, we're calling that one OB and like you play from where it crossed. But for today, I have no time to go back and play that. Here's an interesting one. We're going from this pad this way to 3 to 5's basket. It's straight over that way. It is just a spike hyzer, or like almost a stall hyzer. So I think we're gonna throw my Halo Scepter, and really we just wanna throw it kind of high and push over these trees and let it like fall backwards. It's an interesting shape that doesn't really get practiced all that much, but I do think the forehand might be a little more open, but that brings in more water. Maybe a little deep. Ah, dang it. A little long, hit a tree. That's gonna be a fun shot to keep practicing because it is definitely not easy. And it's like a shape that I think you have to throw sometimes. Maybe I learned a grenade. Maybe I practice my forehand spike hyzers over everything. But that shot is a shot shape that you don't have to throw a lot. And so I wanted to force a couple of those like shorter, weirder ones on this course. Stay up. Oh man. I think under par is gonna play over 1,000 here. If there's like a tournament, I think under par would play. Ooh, sneaky. Gotta remember to extend my hand to the link that I'm aiming for. All right, I gotta hustle. I got 40 minutes to play these last 7-ish holes. We're going back to 11's basket. It's close to that big tree. There's a path that's running along this whole backside. That plays OB on and left. So you have to kind of move something up over the path, like a big turnover or a big forehand. I think I'm gonna play a big turnover this way and try not to hit a tree and bounce back. Shoot, I think I hit the tree. I hope I didn't roll back onto the path, but I think I might have. That might be OB. Luckily I hit that one, which is pretty far. So I don't think I rolled all the way back. Oh, on the other side, perfect. Well, my goal is with a lot of these holes was like play similar holes to the par 3s, but make you place it where you want to throw the tee pad from. This path kind of moves that way. We can throw it back in and try to slow it down. I think I'm gonna just skip a Scepter. Was not across OB the whole time. Man, that thing, I didn't give that thing nearly as much credit as I should have. Roman, yeah. Oh, I didn't, but I sat. Barely in bounds. Whew. Luckily, this part of the course, like 13 to 16, I think, is kind of clustered right in this area. This one, we're going to the pro pad, or we're going from the pro pad on 12 to the basket all the way down there. Not to the basket that we already played, but to the basket that's across the way. OB path and short, so you have to clear it. It's 448 to the basket, 390 to clear. I honestly think I should be throwing Roman, but I'll probably throw that as a second, probably the last second of the day. I think I'm just gonna go force over this Island Ember, leave it high enough that it can just work back left. There's one birdie. 20 short. That was a little, I was set back a little bit. I didn't really punch through. Try the Roman. That has so much more oomph to it. Okay, thank God that didn't go into the middle of the lake. I hope that thing doesn't fly any different because that thing was humming at that. I only lose discs on second shots recently. And it's the most devastating thing ever to lose a disc on a practice throw. Poor little Roman. I was so worried reaching with my camera in my hand. I was gonna like push it further in. Wow. Okay, we're good, we're good. I think I should have thrown a flip of your disc. It's just the disc to do more of the glide work for me. Let's go. I love that hole. That's one of my favorite like par 3s on the course, I think. This is one hole that I couldn't figure out a way to make this layout a little bit better in terms of like flow. So you gotta go from that basket and walk all the way up this hill. 418 feet. I'm gonna make it more interesting, this hole, because it's pretty wide open. We're gonna call it a Mando to the left of the stump that's by the basket. So you either have to play a forehand or a turnover. because I don't want to throw back Anheuser, frankly. So the Roman, I think, on a forehand. And I like the 10 speed instead of the driver because I don't think I can push it that far. But I can freaking park it. Let's go. This is my favorite disc in the lineup right out of the Roman. Ooh, I feel like I can do anything with that thing. So we're playing some holes 12 basket again. This time though, and I think we'll play one more time because it's just such a good like islandish pin position. It is 462 feet down the hill. We have a tailwind and it's an island. You have to get inside of the stairs on the left side so you can hit the house and be safe, but you don't have a putt. And then the rest of it is surrounded by water and sidewalk. Like, I don't mind the forehand. I threw that one forehand and my elbow was like not feeling super warm up, so I think we're gonna throw a backhand. This is James Proctor Centurion. Leave it high and like flat, let the disc turn. I don't think I can really throw this in the water easily, even in a tailwind, which is why we're only throwing the 7 speed here. Get there. I think I'm safe. I think that was really good. I was a little worried it was gonna be a little short, but I think I threw it safe. Dude, are you kidding me? What a great disc. Really reminds me of my strike. Throwing 460-foot darts. That's a turkey. Birdies are flowing. And it's funny too, because these are all the holes that I played before, so of course I'm gonna play better. It makes me confident for coming back and trying out some of the other holes, because first time you play them, especially trying to figure out distances, and it's gonna be interesting. We have par 4 and 2 par 5s to end it, and I have 19 minutes. And it starts out with a toughie. We're playing from 17's tee pad back to 2's basket again, because we're just playing across the park. We're going back all the way through there. What you have to play here is everything sidewalk and left is OB until you get to hole 1's basket out there, and hole 1 is a Mando right. Play up to the right, so it's basically gonna turn a 630-foot straight hole into probably 750-foot, 800-foot hole. We do have a right to left wind, so that's gonna make it more tough. I actually just might throw the I-blend Faro first. Okay, shanked it, get over, skip over. Wow, that thing is very flippy. So unfortunately I failed as a YouTube disc golfer by throwing us into literally the worst spot imaginable. 390 from here, so we have all of 420 feet. Gotta just make the Mando, just leave it up high right, if anything. If it gets some wind, that was not a great throw. Yeah, subscribe. If we get back to even, I mean, even here, like I said, I think it plays over 1,000, maybe 1,000. I don't quite know. I think that because there are a lot of like forced carries and like really hard shots that the bottom of the field can score so bad here. If there was a field, there's never gonna be a field, you know? But, oh, I'm gonna have a course record after today, so that's gonna be pretty clutch. But honestly, looking at these holes here in person and not on a map, they're kind of ridiculous. This one, we're going to the basket that's perched on top of the hill. Teeing off from this area right here is 1,049 feet up the hill. Interesting, it only says like 10 feet elevation gain, but we have to go down into the valley and then come back up. So there's OB left and beyond a sidewalk, so you have to play to the right, like the junction of where all of the paths meet, the crossroads. Then it becomes OB right of the path. It's a Mando to the left of hole 16's basket, which is the one that we played that forehand Roman down the hill. So you can't just like pitch out straight and then up the hill. You have to kind of go towards the left side. 465 to the basket there, and we don't really want a lot more distance than getting to that basket, and we don't really want to go too far down the hill, so I think we're going to throw the Roman. That's what I wanted to do. Oh no, I didn't throw hard enough. No time to range. Don't really have a good run up. Basket's through there. We're just gonna throw a force over with the I-blend Emperor. We'll make the Mando for sure, as long as we kind of pan on Annie. Oh. Yeah. 99% sure I made the Mando. Oh yeah, we're totally good. Basket's there, and we're gonna be a lot left. I do like the Mando being at the basket, so you can't just play left side. We might make the Mando this stump, but it'd be harder to tell. 268 left with 20 feet elevation gain. So I was gonna throw Roman, and we're gonna throw S-Blend Dynasty. Touch of Anheuser, no stress. Oh, sit! Oh my gosh. I forgot I don't have to be a baby now. I can throw the disc a little bit. This is kind of, it's not an easy par 5. I might actually end up making that tee pad the Mando, because that way you can play into this area, but then you have to throw a forehand or a roller or something around the tee side. Really should have thrown a chariot. I just thought that I was so tired that I wouldn't be able to really put it far past the basket. Get it, get it. No, dude. Last hole, we're teeing off from the corner of the sidewalk over here, all the way back up to hole 3's basket up the hill. Gonna be another very long one. Mando, left of the shed here. We're going from here, OB, path and beyond right. So you have to throw it inbounds, like on a good turnover. So to clear into a safer zone, that is 460. Okay, carries 370 from here to get into a safe zone. All right, just ranged it. It is 1,123 feet. We do have a headwind and a 370-foot water carry. We're gonna throw the I-Blend Emperor. It's 460 the landing zone that you wanna get to. Oh man, this is a really tough finisher. You can lay up short, but then you're conceding par. So we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go I-Blend Emperor. You can see like a little bit of the sidewalk. You have to be left of that, otherwise you're in hazard. Don't get behind something, please. We made it, we made the carry, we're safe. I think I want to be a little more right. I think we should be able to make par in this last hole. I was really happy with that first shot there. Committed to the angle, let the disc do a lot of the work. Now we want to kind of get into the flat. This hole, I honestly, like, I was looking at it, I was like, this hole's too hard. And like, if you want to hit a perfect landing zone, throw a really good 500-foot shot. I don't have that yet. Or I could play to this very small landing zone right here, which is exactly 380-ish feet, and make sure that I don't go OB long. I was wrong, we will play this OB, we won't play a hazard. I would have played a hazard today just because of time constraints. We definitely cleared this. And now into a headwind, maybe 430-foot shot. Not great, a little bit of scramble town right now. Okay, not great. Not gonna be able to get the birdie, but good scramble. And I mean, this is a shot where if I have my interval, if I throw this a little bit straighter and I turn it a little more, I land here, and then here is a straight gap to get up to that basket, and I can absolutely reach hole 3's basket from the basket hole 1. Oh. Yep, really good. Perfect. Some of these shots are shots that, like, I've played some Pro Tour courses. Some of these holes are more difficult than some of the holes there. Some of them are easier, but a lot of the shots are shots that are required at distances that are required, and you just don't get that at a lot of just like random courses. To be able to chip away a par here, I feel very confident and very happy about, because that first shot, super daunting, and you need to set yourself up for a good second shot. Probably not gonna be a lot of change to the layout. This has been a beast. I'm glad I'm gonna be done with it, but let's throw in the subscribe alpaca so you guys can subscribe. Do it. Oh, I really thought I made that. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you watching level 1, 2, and 3. Definitely got slightly harder from 1 to 2, and then way harder from 2 to 3. Stoked on this layout. I gotta go pack. I gotta leave in like 30 minutes to go to the airport. Thanks for coming for this cold, crazy round. 1 over. I'm stoked with that finish. Go watch levels 1 and 2. You know you want to if you haven't yet, right there. All the discs I was using today, you can snag them at Infinite link below, including some custom stamped ones. See you guys in a different state tomorrow.